In this video, we're going to see about law of demand. What's mean by law of demand? It's such an interesting and an important principle in economics. So let's see this in this video. In normal terms, the word demand means a need or want of someone's. But in economical terms, the word demand, it means a principle of economics that captures the consumer's desire to buy the product or service. So let's see the explanation of what mean by law of demand. The law of demand explains the relationship between the price of a commodity and the demanded quantity of it. This law states that quantity demanded of a commodity expands with a fall in price and contracts with a rise in price. In words, a rise in price of a commodity is followed by a contraction demand and a fall in price followed by an extension demand. Therefore, the law of demand states that there is an inverse relationship between the price and the quantity demanded of the commodity. So let's see the definition of law of demand. Demand in economics is the desire to possess something and the willingness and the ability to buy certain price in order to possess it. This definition is given by J. Harvey. And let's see the characteristics of demand. The characteristics of demands are the price, time, market and amount. Price. Demand is always related to price. In time, demand always means demand per unit of time, per day, per week, per month or per year. So next, market. Market demand is always related to market because of the buyers and sellers. Amount. Demand is always a specific quantity which a consumer is willing to purchase. So these are the characteristics of demand. Let's see demand functions. How the demand function. Demand depends upon a price. Already we have seen the characteristics of demand. The first is price. So demand is always depends upon a price. This means demand for a commodity is a function of price. Demand function mathematically is denoted as dF of P. D means demand, F denotes functions and P denotes price. So let's see Samuelson's definition of law of demand. The law of demand states that people will buy more at lower price and buy less at higher price. Other things remain the same. He tries to convey that people buy more goods when the prices are in low prices, when the goods are in low prices, and people may buy less goods when those goods are in high prices. So the assumptions: no change in income, no change in price related goods, and no change in consumers' preference, no change in climatic conditions. So the assumptions are the income of the consumer remains constant, and then the taste, habit and preference of the consumers remains the same. The price of other related goods should not change. There should be no substitutes for the commodity instead. There should not be any change in the quality of the commodity. These are the assumptions of law of demand. Let's see about the determinants. The determinants are: first one is taste and preference. The demand for some goods and service is very susceptible to changes in taste and fashions. So next, weather. Changes in weather. An unusually dry summer relates in an increase in the demand for cool drinks. So it may change to according to the weather of the situations. So next, expectations. Change in expectations. Expectation also bring out a change in demand. Expectation of rise in price in future relates in increase in demand. Savings. Changes in savings. Savings and demand are inversely related. And then populations. The demand for goods depends on the size of population, and increase in population tends to increase the demand for goods, and a decrease in population tends to decrease the demand. Changes in incomes. An increase in family income may increase the demand for and refrigerators. Equal distribution Equal distribution of income enables poor to get more income. As a result, consumption level increases. So let's see about the exceptions to the law of demand. Normally the demand curve slopes downwards from left to right, but there are some unusual demand curves which do not obey the law and reverse occurs. A fall in price brings about a contraction of demand, and a rise in price result in an extension of demand. Therefore, the demand curve slopes upwards from left to right. It is known as exceptional demand curve. So let's see the diagram. In the diagram, the point D and D is the demand curve which slopes upwards from left to right. It shows that when price is O and P bar 1 and O and Q bar 1 is the demand, and the price rises to O and P bar 2, demand also extends to O and Q bar 2. I hope you understand by this diagram. Next we see about reasons for exceptional demand curve. Giffen paradox. The given goods or inferior goods is an exception to the law of demand. When the price of an inferior goods falls, the poor will buy less and vice versa. For example, rice, Rockies. Veblen or demonstration effect. Veblen has explained the exceptional demand curve through his doctrine of conspicuous consumptions. Rich people buy certain goods because it gives social distinction or prestige. For example, diamonds, golds. Ignorance. Sometimes the quality of the commodity is judged by its price. Consumers think that the product is superior if the price is high. As such, they buy more at higher price. And then speculative effects. If the price of the commodity is increasing, then the consumer will buy more of it because of the expectations that it will increase still further in future. Example, stock markets. Fear of shortage. During times of emergency or war, people may expect shortage of commodity and so buy more. Okay, let's see about shift in the demand curve. A shift in the demand curve occurs with a change in the value of variable other than its price in the general demand function. An increase or decrease in demand due to changes in conditions of demand is shown by way of shift in the demand. So let's see the diagram. In the first diagram, we can see that decrease in demand. So the original demand curve is D and D. The price is OP bar 1 and the quantity demanded is OQ bar 1. Due to the change in the conditions of demand, change in income, taste, or changes in price substitutes or such other things, the quantity demanded decrease from OQ bar 1 to OQ bar 2. This is shown in the demand curve to the left. The new demand curve is D1 D1. This is called decreasing demand. And in the next diagram, we can see that the original price is OP bar 1 and the quantity demanded is OQ bar 1. Due to the changes in other condition, the quantity purchased has increased to OQ bar 2. Thus, the demand curve shifts to the right D1 D1. This is called increasing demand. So, these are the concept of law of demand. I hope that you understand what's meant by law of demand in economics, and thanks for watching.